Hey guys, so today's video is kind of a little bit of a chatty video, something that I've been wanting to make for a long time, but it kind of suits the time of year that we're in right now, which is a fresh new year, fresh start, bunch of time ahead of us, I guess, if you could think like that. Today's video is going to be all about my advice as far as adulthood goes. I'm going to be turning 24 this month, which might be young to some people, but as far as I'm concerned, it's the oldest I've ever been and it's the youngest I'll ever be. So the knowledge that I have right now is all I really have to offer. So I jotted down quite a few notes over the past few months about things that I find that are truly a lifesaver once you've moved out of your parents' house and you're on to bigger and better things. It is a lot overwhelming all at once, having to make sure everything is going according to plan and everything's in order. Unless you're completely set up, which not many people are, it is definitely a struggle. Well, it was for me. I'll just get started. I have it all written down in this little journal here. My first bit of advice, and this is a pretty huge bit of advice from me, and I totally stand by it wholeheartedly, it is the fact that you do not need a microwave or a TV subscription. Those are two things that I've found to be completely and utterly useless. Honestly. So as far as the microwave goes, mine broke down about 1.5 to 2 years ago, and I'm not even sad about it, and I haven't thought about replacing it once. Honestly, once you don't have it, you will find other ways to cook your food, and it's going to taste 10,000 times better anyways. Microwaves kind of freak me out. I don't really like the idea of all those weird waves and the fact that it can cook things in under a minute. Your health is worth more than your time. In my opinion, we do get quite a bit of time while we're on the earth, but we only have so long to keep our health up. And as far as TV subscription goes, there is so many free or really cheap ways to entertain yourself. I strongly suggest staying away from things like commercials. I've found that my life has benefited greatly by not watching commercials. And when I do watch commercials, it really irks me and it feels really weird. A lot of the programming that are on TV these days are kind of brain numbing anyways. I would much rather suggest you guys pick up some books and start reading. And plus, there's always Netflix if you really need some mindless humor or entertainment. So number 2 would be to have a large wall calendar on your wall somewhere. I personally just have one of those like stickers. I just got mine from Chapters. You just peel it off, stick it to your wall, and it's large. You just dry erase it all. I find that helps keep me organized a lot when I can write the bills that I owe for like power and phone bill and all that stuff right on the calendar so that you always know when it's going to happen, along with your work schedule and other important events. Number 3 would be shop the perimeter of your grocery store mostly. Honestly, the filler of the grocery store, the middle hub section, all the aisles, as much as you're going to need a couple things from them, please don't just shop in those aisles alone. They're preserved, they're nasty, they're bad for you. Go through your vegetable section, your meat section, your dairy section, all of that before heading into the aisles, in my opinion. I just found that helps a lot. Also, to go along with the food, I find that the drawer at the very bottom of your fridge that's meant for your vegetables is like a pit, an empty black pit where your vegetables go to die. So something that Justin and I have done recently is taken all of our condiments from the shelves of our fridge and we've thrown them into that bottom crisper area, because when we need our condiments, we will go down there and get them. But if it's out of sight, it's out of mind. So keeping our vegetables on the first shelf up where it's still nice and cool has been a save. We have blown through vegetables ever since we've done that, just because we can see them, so we use them. So that is something that was really helpful in storage for us. The fourth thing would be to live within your budget. I know it may seem really hard at first, but it's super important. If you're gonna get credit, you have to keep that low. Honestly, credit debt is like the biggest problem for young and old, so try to nip it in the bud and try not to use overdraft, try not to use credit, and for as long as you possibly can, just try living within your budget. Just try. Number 5, going along with the money trend, is you can actually ask your bank to set up money transfers for you. So things like every time you purchase something, $1 goes into your savings, or every time that your deposit goes in, 50, $100 goes into the savings. It's also really helpful if you can't touch your savings, so making sure that you have to go into a bank per se to get your money. It has to be a physical thing. It's way too easy to log on to your smartphone and transfer over the money, and then it's gone. Number 6, I completely and wholeheartedly believe in. It is to drink from home, not from the bars. Bar increase is about 3 times the amount the liquor is worth. And I probably shouldn't tell you that as a person who works in a bar, but truly, if you're trying to save money and you're trying to live well, just drink at home. Number 7 is a pretty simple one. Just make sure you're soaking your dishes. It is not that hard to keep your dishes nice and soaked. You know how easy it is to just rinse all the gunk off after it's been soaked, instead of just leaving them all in there to crust up and get hard to wash off? I promise, just always have your sink full with a little soapy water. Keeping those dishes rinsed will save you so much time and effort. Number 8 is one that took me a long time to figure out, and that is to learn how to store your vegetables correctly. I would come home from the grocery store and throw it all into the fridge because I thought that's where everything belonged. I don't know why, I just thought that every single vegetable needed to be cool. But that's not the case, and something that I go off, a rule of thumb anyways, is where they store it in the grocery store is kind of where I store them here at home. So things like your potatoes and your tomatoes and your cucumbers and lemons and limes and apples and oranges and stuff, they're all stored right in the middle of the grocery store outside of the coolers, and things like lettuce and carrots and so forth and so on that are kept in the cooled areas of the grocery store. That's where you would put them in your fridge. Seems really simple. It took me a long time to figure that out. Number 9 is a pretty simple one. It's something that our parents tried to instill into us for years, and that is to honestly just take pride in your work, no matter where you're working. The more proud you are to work for that establishment, the happier you're gonna be. Put in your effort while you're there. Put in your all while you're there, and you're going to be rewarded for it eventually. Somewhere down the line, you're gonna be offered a really great position, or another job is going to see the potential in you that you've created over the years of giving it your all, and you will go far in life. Please, no matter where you're working, don't dawdle around and waste time and yell about how bored you are all the time. That is not going to get you in any higher positions ever, I promise you. Alright, number 10 is you can never, ever have too many socks. Number 11 was something that took a very long time for me to figure out once again, and that is cooking meals from home instead of eating out. You will save money. I know it sounds crazy because grocery bills seem high, but you will save money. You have got to think of it in the long run of eating out. You pay like $14 for one dinner, where at the store you can buy, $20 worth of groceries and eat for 3 days. Like, I promise you, you will definitely see a difference in your budget and your health. Your overall energy levels will be better as long as you're cooking good, which I highly suggest. Also, something that I definitely and wholeheartedly want you guys to go out and pick up is the Thug Kitchen cookbook. Honestly, even if you're not vegetarian nor vegan, you can get some amazing ideas with really great health benefits in that cookbook, and it's definitely gravitated towards younger crowds. There's a lot of profanity, a lot of swearing, but it's so hilarious and worth your while. I cannot stress enough how important it is to eat healthy as often as you can, because your energy levels will definitely start lacking if you continue to eat crap. And these years of our lives, the young years of our lives anyways, are the years that really matter a lot about health. I've definitely had my talks with people about how stinking hard it is to get back in shape once you've hit a certain age. So keep your body as a temple as much as you can, and then destroy it on the weekends if you must. Number 12 is something that I do very frequently, and that is to keep your clocks like 15 minutes ahead, as to keep yourself punctual to things. Try your best not to remember that you've done that and then make up for the time, but honestly, just like try your very best to be punctual to things. It will definitely help you in the long run. And number 13 is something to do with your phones. I try my best as often as I can to not bring my phone to bed. It is something that really affects your sleeping patterns. If you go to check your phone in the middle of the night, the light will recharge your internal battery, I guess you could call it, and it's going to keep you up for a very long time. Also, trying to keep your alarm clock far from your bed is an extremely helpful thing to do because it forces you to get up, helps make it so that you're not constantly pressing snooze. And as a insomniac sleep lover, which, holy crap, that makes absolutely no sense. That's totally a double negative. But as a person who has a really hard time getting to sleep, but once I am asleep, I frickin' sleep forever. Waking up in the mornings, no matter how much you hate them, will help you wholeheartedly. I feel 10 billion times better about my day when I wake up early, even though I hate waking up early. I hate it. I hate it. But I always have way better days when I do. I feel more productive. I feel more energy. I feel happier and healthier. It's the strangest thing, because that initial getting up is like the most stressful, annoying time of my life. But after I've woken up, breath of fresh air, it just feels so good. So I know they might be kind of silly things, but I really hope that they helped you in some way, shape, or form, whether you're just fresh out of your parents' house, whether you've been out of the house for 5, 10, 15, 30 years. I hope something helped, possibly saved you some money or some time, just anything that I can possibly give to you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you want to follow me on any of my social medias, they will be down in the description box below as always. And I will definitely be seeing you very soon. Thanks so much, guys. Good night.